Tonight on Unsigned Artist Reveal Worldwide. For the first time ever, singer-songwriter Sharon Rae North comes to our platform. North is an immensely gifted songstress, lauded for fabulous stage performances around the world. Well-versed in multiple jazz styles, from straight ahead, contemporary to smooth jazz genres, the creative is known for serenading her audience and pleases every time. The sophisticated and highly sought-after performer is no stranger to Billboard Smooth Jazz Charts Top 50, with their CD Lonely Nights charting at number 15, and Sincerely Yours being first ballot contender in the Contemporary Best Jazz Vocal Album at the 59th Annual Grammy Awards in 2017. North has shared the stage and opened for notables such as Bob James, Joe Sample, Chaka Khan, Norman Brown, Layla Hathaway, and the list keeps going. Join our conversation as we chat about her music journey and so much more. Well, hello everybody. Welcome. I'm Sabrina Taylor, creator and host of the show. So happy to have you guys back on joining us. Listen, do me a favor. I want you to share, invite, tag, let everybody know that we are on tonight. I'm so happy to have you guys join us, the UAR family. You're popping in. I see the comments are already starting. So good to have Martin Higgs. This guy is just one of my all-time faves. I love you, Martin. I love Martin Higgs. He is already in the house, and he is such a faithful family member, and as well as everybody else that's coming in. Rose Lady, she's already coming in, and Colleen Keathley from Facebook, one of my dear Facebook friends, and you get somebody you should know. She has tons and tons of smooth jazz fruits that you need to connect with. Colleen, so glad to have you on. And they're all still coming in. I have a very special guest tonight, and every Monday is a Music Monday, and I love it because it gives me another opportunity to share with you guys. You know, somebody you may not have known. You know the majors, but my purpose for being in this position is to introduce to you the names of some of the most amazing creatives that are out there on today. You may not have known them because, hey, they're underground and or, you just have not been exposed to them. Well, it is my pleasure to bring to the UAR family. Let's bring on Sharon Rae North tonight. Hey, Miss Sharon, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm awesome. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, you are so very welcome. It is such a pleasure. Actually, it's an honor on so many levels to have you here on tonight. And it's like having you know, a sister that's been on the road forever, and she comes off the road, um, and I mean in a friendship way, kind of sister, and she comes off the road, and it's like, okay, I want to sit and I want to chat. That's the kind of um, feeling that I get when I'm sitting with you. She's just so mild mannered, everybody, and when you just talk to her, you just automatically connect, and you don't connect with a lot of people like that quickly. And so, and on top of that, there's some other things I want to share with you about her. That when I started reading, I thought, wow, she's so amazing, so interesting, Sharon. Oh my goodness, so many interesting things. But the music is the main reason that we got connected. So everybody is still coming in. Sheila's coming in. I just wanted to say hello because you are acknowledging us. We have a really vast family, Sharon, from worldwide. Martin is from the UK. He stays up late. He's 6 hours ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And we have people from Kansas City, Chicago, Atlanta, California, New York. They're all over the world, and they come
Wow.
just to hear about you.
Oh, that's something, isn't it?
They came to hear about you. So let's get started, Anna, because I want to expose you to the people because you have such a warm, rich voice.
Oh.
I had fun with you because you had pictures, real pictures. You wouldn't believe some. No, no, you wouldn't believe some of the. I have to search for pictures for some of my artists, and
Mm.
then I have to touch them up, and I end up making them look really good. But when you have professional pictures, that just makes my job just. I'm just elated. Sometimes I'm just tickled pink. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's got real pictures, so I can do some things with you.
Okay.
But we want to know from your childhood, because I began to read
Mm.
a few things about you in research. You know, I try to go back as far as childhood because I believe sometimes that's where the music starts, and as it did with me, in front of a mirror with the end of a brush. This is
Mm.
how I got started. So, as a kid, listening to Chaka Khan and Whitney and Anita Baker and Nancy Wilson and all of these greats, share with us your humble beginning with music.
Wow. My mom had the most beautiful voice when I was a little girl. And I remember my sister was at school because she's 6 years older than me, and my dad would be at work, and me and my mom would be home. And I would be out on the patio playing, and I would hear her in the kitchen, and she would be singing songs like Somewhere Over the Rainbow and stuff, and her voice was just gorgeous. Um, so it started way back then. And then my parents, remember back in the day when they had those Columbia record clubs that people would join,
You
albums coming every 5 minutes.
forgot about those.
Yeah, and my parents had that.
Wow.
And albums would be coming. And I would listen to, of course, me and my sister, we listened to the kids' music, the Mary Poppins and the Chipmunks and Cinderellas. But I also loved listening to Nancy Wilson, Della Reese,
Yes.
Barbara Streisand.
Yes.
My dad was more of an instrumentalist,
Oh,
so I would also listen to King Curtis and the Kingpins and Charlie Parker and all of that. But I've always just been fascinated with voices.
yeah.
I love voices,
Wow.
and I hate voices. People who have bad voices, and not just singers, but some people have bad speaking voices.
True.
And it's like,
True.
oh, please stop talking. Please stop
Oh,
talking.
Sharon.
Because to
I
me,
love
the
it.
such a beautiful instrument.
Yeah.
When I hear one that doesn't sound beautiful, it's very disturbing for me. It is disturbing. Um, or people who their voice has a dissonance to it, or it's too sharp,
Mm,
or the pitch is just off. And I mean, I know it's not their fault,
no.
but it's
Mm,
like it just does something to me. So I would be studying the voices of those singers, and I would be sitting on the floor right next to the stereo with my ear like right at the speaker.
mhm,
And
mhm.
I didn't realize, because I was 3, 4, 5 years old, that I was studying. But other than sitting on the floor with my head near the speaker, I still
Sure.
study voices the exact same way.
Do you?
Yes, yes. I have my headset on and I'll just be listening to, articulations and intonations and, what key they're in, and how they're modulating, and just all the things. that they're doing, the head notes, the chest notes, just listening to all of that. I still do it the exact same way. Only now I recognize that I'm studying. Then I didn't know what I was doing, just listening.
Exactly. So,
Hmm.
do you have any idea? And of course, you just answered, but now being older, do you realize why you were so particular and so, inquisitive? And
Hmm.
um, do you share that with us?
Because God gives everyone something.
Mm,
No one is left out. God made me a singer. I didn't make myself a singer.
that's true. That's
I just
true.
had to nurture it and harvest it and grow it and bring it into control. And that was part of me being a singer. Even when I was a little girl, was listening to how other singers use their voices. Because even when I was little like that and studying voices, when I'd be sitting on that floor, I could see the audience, because I'd
Mm,
be singing along, and if someone like Barbara Streisand held those big long notes, just lots, sustain them forever, and I would try to do that. I didn't have the lung capacity
sure.
and air to do it back then,
Mm.
but that's what I would be trying to do, and I would be sitting there, and I could see the audiences, listening to me, and because I was born a singer.
Captivating them. Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow. So when you're just taking me on a totally different path than what I've scripted. When with that, when you're performing, a lot of times, and I've been guilty of closing my eyes. I know that kind of takes you to a place, but because of what you're sharing, when you're performing and you're not seeing that response from what you're giving out, does it bother you, or how do you adjust when you see maybe a stare or not so much as a response? How do you respond to that?
Um, well, the saying that the show must go on.
Yes.
So I have to keep singing,
Yeah.
and every once in a while, I might wonder, what is that person thinking?
Exactly. Right.
You know, that actually, that just happened not too long ago. A couple weeks ago, I did the Youngstown Wine and Jazz Festival in Youngstown, Ohio,
Sure.
which is my hometown. And there was someone in the audience who was just looking at me, and I'm not going to say who it is because I know who she is. And she
Oh,
was
you know
look,
her. Okay.
yeah, she was just looking like, and I'm thinking, okay, you should have brought your fun with you. Because I'm going to have fun on stage. I,
Yeah.
and I say that because one time, years ago, I was singing with this band, and I
Yeah.
didn't like singing with that band. I just didn't. And I told my mother, I said, I hope I have fun tonight. I don't think I am, but I hope I have fun tonight. And my mother said, take your fun with you.
That's right.
And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. So that's what I was thinking, when I saw
When you
her.
saw her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I saw her after the show and she was like, I really enjoyed it. I really, had a good time and stuff. So maybe she did, maybe that's just what her expression was.
Exactly. And you could have been taking her somewhere,
Could have been.
and it could have been a moment of reflection within
Hmm.
herself.
And
And
knowing her as I do,
uh-huh.
I believe that's probably what was happening. Hmm.
Wow. Yeah. Because music is, I say it all the time, is a language all of its own.
It is. It's a
And
universe.
it's a you right.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I just think you are taking her somewhere, and it was reflective. And it could have been, and I use this word because I love God so much, but I get it. It could have been nurturing or ministering to her in a way that she needed. You know, because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we don't like to um, admit to things going on the inside. But then here comes this song, here comes some lyrics, and then you go, oh boy, that's me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sometimes the words they just apply to you
they
and your
do.
situation and everything that's going on in your life at any given time.
Yeah,
It's like, okay, how did they know? You know?
exactly. Exactly. So, wow, that's amazing. I've never, I've interviewed probably now almost 300 people.
Mm,
Uh, I've never had one person talk about voices the way you have tonight. You have made me look at things so differently. And that's what I love about learning because it's all fresh, it's all new. You never know what inspires a person. Um, and the analogy and how you broke it down, the whys. To some people it may sound like what? But from vocalist to vocalist, I'm going, hmm. It's that thing that makes you
yeah.
go, hmm.
My mother used to, my mom lives with me. She's 84 years old now, but she used to say sometimes, it's not what you say, but how you say
It is, that is
it.
right.
And also, it's not what you sing, but how you sing it.
Mm.
You know, and I say that I had a young singer say to me one time, she sang At Last. And I was at their show that night, this band. And she said, well, what did you think of it? And I told her, I said, you have a beautiful voice, because she did. I
Hmm.
said, but you have to understand that song. And she said, what do you
Mm.
mean? And I said, what does at last mean? At last is the end of a journey.
Yes.
You know, if you're on your way to work and you get a flat tire and 3 hours later you're finally at the job, at last you made it to work.
Correct.
You
That's
know, I
right.
said, so she's talking about, I've had these bad relationships. You know,
Mm.
my lonely nights are over. Life is like a song, and all of that. You know, I said, so she's talking about the journey, and you have to sing the journey to at last,
Wow.
because the song may have a happy ending, but there was a lot of unhappiness to get there. And you have to express that in that song.
So amazing.
Yeah.
So
And
amazing.
especially when you're singing standards, you
Oh
know,
my.
yeah,
Yeah.
standards have meaning. You know,
Mm.
a lot of people don't interpret that meaning because they're so beautiful that
Right.
people don't realize that My Funny Valentine is not a happy song.
No, it's not.
You know, they think, oh, because My Funny Valentine is so, but it's not. You know, and Lorenz Hart, who penned those lyrics, he was very short for a grown man. He was an alcoholic. He was gay. He was grown, still living home with his mother. And
Wow.
he wrote a lot of songs from a very introspective point of view because he was unattractive. You know, is your figure less than Greek? Is your mouth a little weak? When
Right.
you speak, are you smart? He's talking about himself
Yep.
and wanting someone to say to him, you're my funny Valentine.
Yeah.
So I I like to study songs and study the lyric to the song and learn about the person who wrote the song,
Exactly.
especially when you're doing standards, you know 'cause they
Mm.
are different. That's a different animal, and I love singing them.
And I hear you do an amazing job at it. Um, and I've been through your pages and I've seen you, and you are mesmerizing. You
Oh, jeez.
you pull in. Oh, come on! I'm telling you, you pull in people, and um, it's like a teacher, you know, And though a teacher is instructional, they're inspiring, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and they're opening up things that you didn't know. And the way that you're leading this interview is completely off script. When I tell everybody there, she doesn't have a copy of my script. I got a copy of my script, and this is not my script. So
Sorry.
no, it is, but I love the organic feel of it, the organicness of it, and it is just so amazing to really, when you have an hour and you got these boxed questions, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and you do your thing, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you get you. But when you really want to know about a person and you see it's not on this script, you just let them go because now you're finding really the heart of that person. Um, and then now when they perform, you got some insider stuff that some of the people in the audience, they have no clue about, and that's kind of exciting to me. So it really, really is. But I want us to take our first break of the night, and when we come back, I don't know where we go. We're just gonna go.
Okay.
We're just gonna keep chatting, like it's just me and you on the phone because basically I've got a bunch of comments that I have not looked at since we've been
Oh.
chatting. And I know they've been responding to some of the things that you've been saying. And I may pop a few things up after the break. But everybody, I hope you're enjoying our special guest. Sharon Rae North is here. So amazing. I mean, she's just, she's got me at attention, and I hope she does you as well. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Please don't go away. You may miss something. We'll be back in just a few moments. Hey everyone, Sabrina Taylor here. Join me on Unsigned Artist Reveal Worldwide every Monday at 7:30 p.m. Central, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Learn about the artistry of our guests through up-close and personal conversation and music premiere. Don't miss a segment. Come on, join the community. The Platinum Agencies is taking the indie brand to the next level with customized strategies that include interviews on Unsigned Artist Reveal Worldwide and campaigns on social media. Listen to what these artists have to say about us. Independent artist Ashley Scott says, Unsigned Artist Reveal Worldwide is the premier platform for promotion of artists and musicians that borderline the genres of soul and jazz. Being a guest 3 times on the platform, I'm truly thankful for the opportunity and support given by Sabrina Taylor. She has helped create brand awareness, bringing new fans to my music. Every time I release a new song, I look forward to coming back to Unsigned Artist Reveal Worldwide. Grammy Award, Dove Award, RIAA Certified Singer-Songwriter Cherie Patrice shares. Unsigned Artist Reveal Worldwide is a great platform and source for indie artists to promote, expound, and extend their brand. I can always count on Unsigned Artist Reveal Worldwide to capture the essence, the heart, and the soul of an indie artist within its presentation. I always feel welcomed, celebrated, and in good hands with its CEO and founder, Sabrina Taylor, who puts her grand touch of elegance and excellence on every artist she comes in contact with. I highly endorse the Unsigned Artist Reveal Worldwide experience. The Platinum Agencies, better known as TPA, brand ambassador for the independent artists on social media. Connect with the Platinum Agencies at tpatheplatinum.com. Check out the new merchandise from Unsigned Artistryville worldwide. Our brand new Black is the New White mug is available now at Etsy.com. While you're there, peek in on our tees. Don't forget, go over to Etsy.com/shop/the Music Note Boutique. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the show. I'm Sabrina Taylor, creator and host of Unsigned Artistryville Worldwide. So glad to have you guys back. And if you are just joining us, we have our special guest, Songstress Sharon Rae North. I almost got a little tie tongue there. Don't know why. Sharon Rae North, she is with us on tonight. And just so glad to have her on and to hear her in a different way than I have any of my other artists. And so tonight, let's see if I can bring her back on. I don't see her in the stream. She may have lost power because I know she was having some problems with her laptop. Oh, there she is. She was having some problems with her device, but I do see her. She's back here. Are you good? It didn't. What happened? Did it?
Oh, no, it's just acting a little strangely, but
Oh, okay. No problem. I was like, darn. Oh, I thought we could make it through. Yes, indeed. But glad to have you come on with us. And this has just been such great conversation. And I wanted to share a couple of the comments that some of the viewers were saying of you. And let's see. Let's see if I can find it right quick. They were really talking about how a gentle somebody, I think that might have been Rose Lady, who said that you had a really gentle spirit. Yeah, right here. Rose Lady says she has a very gentle spirit. I thought, oh, she really does. And Colleen said, you know what, Rose Lady, I agree with you. So, everybody is seeing, oh, and Sheila says, very calming spirit.
oh,
So, absolutely. So, you guys, I want you to feel free to ask Sharon any questions that you may have on tonight. Definitely wanted to be able to get a couple in before we get off of the live tonight. But, but I didn't get an opportunity um, to ask you during the first break about the picture that I saw of you sitting at a piano. Are you like a full blown pianist as well?
not that anybody would want to hear.
Oh, okay.
Was I sitting at a piano?
I saw you sitting at a piano,
Oh,
and I
maybe
thought, does
I
she
was.
play too? What else do you do?
No.
Okay, good.
And it's
Um,
really sad because I took lessons for
did you
several years. It did not make sense to me. It just didn't.
really?
I didn't understand it. And probably because I was overanalyzing things.
Right.
Um, Guy that I dated for many years, guitar player Vic Smiley, I told Vic what I said, I don't understand how you
Mm,
play that guitar, and how you just, there's only a few strings on it, and you're doing all this. And he
I
said,
love it.
yeah, he was like, Sharon, it's like, you're doing the same thing with your voice.
Wow.
And I said, well, maybe, but I mean, it's mine, it's with me all the time,
Sure.
so I understand how it works. I understand it, so.
There's a difference.
Hmm.
There's definitely a difference. What what inspires you when you're a writer, correct?
I am. Hmm.
Yeah. What inspires you when you are preparing to, or what is that process then when you're getting ready to write? Is it of course all the three, love, life?
Well,
Um,
it depends on what I'm writing,
yeah,
because some people they're just songwriters. They write songs,
right.
but I write songs. I write books. I write articles.
Yep.
I used to be a news writer at CNN, and
That was
so
my next question.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I am just a writer, and it depends on really on what it is.
Yeah.
Songs come to me, and they tend to come to me with a melody attached to them. And sometimes it's just a melody, and I have to figure out the words.
Wow.
Sometimes it's the words accompanied by a melody, and I just kind of have to work through it and figure out where the words go in that
Mm,
sound.
right.
So it just depends.
Yeah. Wow.
There's no real rhyme or reason for it.
No, I get it. I get it. So, to date, how many projects have you released? To just
Um,
you? Yeah.
the very first thing was a demo,
Got it.
to get gigs and stuff, and it had 4 songs on it. I think 2 originals and 2 standards.
Right.
Um, but then people started buying it, so I started selling it. But
Wow.
my first actual studio project, 2007, was The Way You Make Me Feel, and it was an EP. I think it had 7 or 8 songs on it. And the next one was G Baby, which I think had 7 or 8 songs on it. That was an EP with only standards on it, just standards. Then after that, was smooth jazzy again, um, which was Sincerely Yours.
Hmm.
And now, the first actual album with 10 songs on it, and that's Silhouette.
Wow. Wow. Amazing that you've been working with Chris Big Dog Davis. It's like he's the man right now. I mean, because his hand is in so many things. And I say amazing because last week's show, guess who produced that artist's music? Chris Big Dog. So here we are again. Oh, but do you guys work together a lot?
Well,
Or
produced Sincerely Yours,
yes.
and it was supposed to come out in 2015, but it came out in 2016 because they shut me down. Chris and the writer of some of the original songs, because I was diagnosed with uterine cancer. And I'm like, well, we can still keep. They were like, no. So we ended up finishing it and dropping it in 2016. And then in 2019, we released a single called Moments with Marion Meadows. And Moments is for the album that's coming out now for Silhouette,
Right.
even though it was released 3 years ago. But then COVID hit and everything just kind of shut down. Um, so we started back up, I think, early last year. And it was going to be an EP. And then Paul Brown stepped in and said, do an album. So,
Really.
yeah, so Paul put his deft touch on 2 songs, and Chris did 8. And here we are with Silhouette.
And I guess it's my fault that I got to the music a lot sooner than I really wanted to, because I really wanted to circle back to the fact that um, you are or were a CNN writer
Hmm.
and a fill-in anchor, if I'm not mistaken,
Hmm.
as well. And all of this by trade. What? So, how did music shift that, or did it shift that for you?
When I was about 16 years old, I told my dad, I says, Dad, when I graduate, I'm I'm just gonna be a singer. I'm gonna be a singer.
Hmm.
And my dad said, Girl, singers are a dime a dozen. They're on every street. Remember,
Oh,
think about being a singer. Better go on to
right,
college.
right.
And something about that just kind of made sense. When
Yeah,
you're that age, your parents, they don't know anything. You're smarter than them. What do they know?
that's what they say.
But something about that just kind of, What I didn't realize, because I was only 16,
16, yeah.
was that because my parents were divorced and I lived with my mom, and although I saw my dad all the time, when we were together, we were just kind of talking and stuff. So he hadn't really heard me sing.
Ah,
So that didn't happen until, you know, a few years later.
mm,
I recorded a little version of "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas" with one of my friends in a studio he was working in,
mhm,
and my dad heard it and he said, "Is that you?" And I'm like,
yeah,
and then it hit me. That's why he said that, because he hadn't really heard me sing. He didn't know whether I
correct.
could or not.
Yeah,
So, but I was glad that I listened to him, because not everyone makes it big. Not everyone's going to be Beyonce,
that's right.
you know. And I could very well have been this grown woman, you know, dropping the fry basket at McDonald's, you know. And there's nothing wrong with
I
that
know,
and making an honest living and doing that, but that would not have been something that would have made me happy.
correct. There's
You
more to you than that. Yes.
So I have two careers. I have the one that I chose, which is journalism communicator,
Right.
and I have the one that chose me. And that's
Mm,
and
wow.
I get to do them both.
So are you still, what are you doing in journalism these days?
Actually, I don't do a whole lot in journalism anymore. I'm on the other side now, so I'm a communications section chief for a department in Fairfax County government.
Got
So,
it. Congratulations.
yeah, so I still get to write a lot.
Hmm.
My staff and I, because we oversee the department's blogs and all of our social media and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
They tend to do a little more of it than I do, because, I mean, I have so many administrative duties, and
Wow.
so I'll assign them stories like, okay, you do this one and you do that one, and you know,
Wow. So I'm curious, in working for CNN, did you go out on a lot of, um, you did, okay, she's like, no, I know where you're going.
yeah, the news writers primarily are inside,
Yeah.
and the reporter or the correspondents are typically out in the field.
Yeah.
And I used to be a reporter in the field.
Ah,
And at
got
the
it.
time, CNN had this area called the bullpen, and that's where correspondents, would wait to be assigned stories and go out. And I submitted back then my tape to them. I don't know what you submit now, but I submitted my tape and they really liked it. And they were like, "Yeah, we're going to add you to the bullpen." But I never actually got a story, because I was so far down on the totem pole.
Got it.
The
Got it.
one time they called me to do a story, they had reached out to one of the higher people that they were used to using, and I said, "Okay, yeah, I'll do it." And then he got back to them, because they hadn't gotten him, so they called me. And once he got back to them, they said, "Oh, we got him now, so never mind." you know.
Oh my God. Wow. Wow. Well, Shifting back though, then to that, you have had an interesting life. I just,
Hmm.
when you look at a person, you just don't know, you know, until you really begin to read and research. And I thought, really, she's so interesting, right? So you've traveled as well. What's the furthest you've traveled to perform?
The south of France.
Do you love it? Okay,
I
well,
live
there's my
there.
answer.
I could live there. I'll tell you,
Yeah,
of all the places I've been, that's one of the ones where I really felt, okay, I'm home. This is home.
really.
Oh yeah,
Wow,
man, yeah. I love that place.
the South of
Love
Wow. What is it that sticks out to you the most about the South of France?
it. The people
Yeah.
are very welcoming and very, very warm, and they
Mm.
speak when they see you on the street. Everywhere you go, you're hearing bonjour.
Oh, I love that. I love how you said it
Yeah.
too.
Well, and that's how they say it. It's
Yeah,
almost like they're singing it, and
yeah.
they go up. You know, it modulates. You know, like we would probably say bonjour, but they say bonjour. And just hearing that in French pastries in France,
Oh my God.
it's just wonderful. I just love it there, and the weather. You know, in the summer, it's warm and balmy, but not too hot, and it's like zero humidity. Now, at night, freezing, absolutely freezing.
I think I would love that.
Yeah,
I'm hot natured and I have to stay cool at all times to sleep. So, yeah,
but oh,
wow,
I love it there.
really.
Hmm.
So, how long were you there? Um,
When I go there, I usually stay about a week. You know, because I'm like, if I'm going that far, I might as stay at least a week.
exactly.
So that's what I do.
So, have you traveled to the UK to perform?
I have not, and I really want to. Um, Julie Dexter was just over there, you know, but that's where she's from.
Yes.
And she just did a tour over there, and I was watching some of her stuff like last week. She was just there. And
Mm,
I got to reach out to Julie and, you know, see how I might be able to do that.
wow. Wow. This is so getting to know you has just it's been absolutely phenomenal. And I can't believe we are like 15 minutes away from saying good night. We can't say good night to you because I love everything that you're sharing and the places that you're taking us. I have one more break, you guys. When we come back, I definitely want to get back into the latest. Well, here's the thing that I was like, darn it. I don't know if we just didn't think it like we should have, because I would have loved to have presented the new release that's coming out Friday, right?
Let me
But
see.
the song that you have is so beautiful. I have watched that video over and over and over and over again.
Oh,
It
we
is
should love.
We Should Be in Love. I
I
love
wrote
that.
that. I wrote
Um,
that song and that
see,
melody.
See, and
And then,
that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about it after the break. So hang on for just a little bit. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about it, and we're going to premiere it for you guys tonight. It's such a beautiful song, such a beautiful video, and and then we'll be ready to go home. I don't want you to go home, but we'll be back, Sharon. Hang out for me, okay?
okay.
All right, you guys. We're gonna come back in just a little bit, but we've got some bills to pay. So we'll be back in just a
If you want to spotlight your talent, boost your brand, email us your best MP3 at unsignedartistreveal@gmail.com to be considered as a featured artist on our platform. Mondays at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on Unsigned Artist Reveal. Come on, join the community. The Platinum Agencies is taking the indie brand to the next level with customized strategies that includes interviews on Unsigned Artistryville worldwide and promotional campaigns on social media. Listen to what these artists have to say about us. Daryl Anders of Agape Soul says Sabrina Taylor has created a brilliant platform to showcase unsigned and independent artists. She's been a great resource for increasing awareness and helping me to build my brand. International guitarist Gary Purcell says Unsigned Artistryville Worldwide offers a platform for unsigned artists to showcase and put themselves in a position where people can have an opportunity to learn about the artist in an up-close and personal setting. Sabrina Taylor does a great job making you feel comfortable and can really present the artist well to the audience. And it does not hurt that she has a smooth voice. The Platinum Agencies, better known as TPA, brand ambassador for indie artists on social media. Connect with the Platinum Agencies at gmail.com. Check out the new merchandise from Unsigned Artistryville Worldwide. Our brand new black is the new white mug is available now at Etsy.com. While you're there, peek in on our tees. Don't forget, go over to Etsy.com/shop/The Music Note Boutique.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. If you're just joining us, our special guest tonight is Miss Sharon Rae. Know her, then I'm going to hold her captive because we have not had enough conversation to do it any justice. But oh, you've switched locations. I love it.
I'm
Keep
like,
it.
my computer's like really weird, like it's gonna run out of power. So let me come somewhere where I can plug it in.
Oh, got it. I got it. Well, definitely don't want to lose you before we launch the premiere on tonight. And I want to quickly talk about the CD. Silhouette is the name of the new CD.
Yeah,
So did Chris produce the entire CD, or is he just one of many producers?
two producers on that one. He produced 8 songs, and Paul Brown produced 2.
What he produced the lion's share of it. I love it. I love it. He's an amazing creative. And whatever he touches seems to just turn to gold. Absolutely.
Well, with the I think with the exception of 2 songs, we did a cover of a song Al Jarreau did, "I Will Be Here for You,"
Yes.
and we did a song by Vinx called "The Kiss That Wakes You." And I heard that at Vinx's studio in the south of France, and I'm like, "Vinx, I want that song." And he's like, "Okay."
It's
So
yours.
yeah, so those were the only 2 of the 8 that we did not co-write. You primarily me with lyrics, and of course him with music. So and then there was one that he wrote with another vocalist, Barbara Fowler, who works with him on some songs, and I did a few tweaks here and there in that one, but
Right.
yeah. So
Wow. So you mentioned We Should Be in Love. You were the writer. Was there a co-writer, or you were the sole writer?
I wrote the lyric and the melody, and then Chris arranged the music around my melody.
Wow. What inspired We Should Be in Love?
Everybody thinks that there's some like sexy backstory to that song,
Well, that's the way you make it sound.
but there really is not. I had the word silhouette kept coming into my head for some reason, no idea why. And then the word stars. Only stars had a little bit of a melody to it. It was silhouette was just silhouette, but stars was stars. And I thought, okay, I'm thinking silhouette and stars, and I have to marry these two words because I want this to be a song. And I came up with the line, "Stars light you in silhouette." And then I just wrote the whole rest of the song around that, with the melody in my head.
Wow, the videographer. Who is that?
Oh, his name is Zane Robinson,
Yeah.
and he has a company called Life's Interpretation. And I've known Zane for about 13 or 14 years now. We used to work together for the city of Richmond,
Got it.
in Richmond, Virginia. That's where we met.
Right.
And I don't even know if Zane was shooting video back then, but he does. I know he was doing spoken word because he's phenomenal with spoken word.
Wow. Hmm.
And we worked in different departments. And in the last few years that we were both there, neither of us works there anymore.
Right.
He came to my department to work. And by then he was shooting video and stuff. And I was the public information manager for the department. And so Zane would go out and shoot videos for me of different things that we were doing in the department. And then he moved back to New York, where he's from, and I moved to Northern Virginia, but we stayed in touch.
Hmm.
And I I reached out, I'm like, Zane, I need you to shoot this video. So he came down from New York,
Yeah.
and we we shot the video. We went up to the National Harbor. That's where the big, you know, Ferris wheel and stuff is. We went up there, and that's where the casino shots are. And when I'm walking down the street, that's when I'm by my house, and stuff. So um, it was a lot of fun. We spent the whole day shooting that video. And
Mm-hmm.
then when I was in Youngstown a couple weeks ago for the festival there, I said, Zane, you want to come to Youngstown? He was like, never been. Sure, let's do it. He came down to Youngstown, and it was so funny because I'm on stage singing, and I saw these people, like these ladies, they looked scared, and they were looking up and they were pointing. His drone was up there, and they were
Oh,
because
oh God.
my mother was there. She said, I thought it was a bird. And I'm like, no, that was Zane's drone. He got some wonderful drone video and stuff.
Oh
So
my God. Oh, you
he
guys are going to enjoy this video. It's so beautiful. And you're on the you're on the beach. Were you actually?
at the National Harbor, there's an area that kind of looks beachy, and there's water.
I love it.
Yeah, so but I'm like, well, we gotta be by the beach, and I'm like, there's some sand up there. Look. And it was
Oh,
cold because you saw I had on a
mhm.
leather jacket, and Zane's
You
like,
did.
off. And I'm like,
Yeah.
take my shoes off. It's cold out here. But I took them.
Oh my God. That is so funny. That is so
Yeah.
funny.
And his
But
dog, his fiance was with us, and their pit bull puppy, it was just a day. It was
oh my God. Well, I am going to launch the video here. And Maxie, I'm going to share with you. She said she just bought the physical CD and can't
oh,
wait to listen. That's really the other purpose is so if people don't know you, they get to know who you are, and I kind of get a little nosy and ask questions. And then, the people start saying things like, she has such a gentle spirit.
oh.
And
And
then,
thank you so much.
oh, but I like it when people love the music and the artist producing it because, again, sometimes you can love the person's music, but the person's attitude is just awful. Do you know what I mean? But to have that dual thing going on, it's just like priceless. So, you guys, listen, enjoy. We're going to come back. I want you to put the hearts up, the emojis up, and let us know how you love We Should Be in Love. Go ahead.
And when you listen to it,
Hmm.
that's Selena Albright on background vocals.
I should have known. I love her. That's my sister. That's my sister, y'all. I love her. So, with all that being said, without further ado, you guys, we should be in love. by the beautiful Miss Sharon Rae North. You guys don't go away. We'll be right back.
Imagining you on the shore, stars like you in silhouette. Your tide is rising, rushing deep in me, making me so wet. And all I want is to hold you, feel you next to me, next to me. Tell you you're all I want, you're everything I need. We should be in love, counting the hours till I see the pleasures night will bring. The wine and candles and the slow dance, how you'll romance me. And all I want is to kiss you, feel your lips on mine. You are my fantasy, my dream of love divine. We should be in love. We were in love. Every day would feel like spring, and every night the heat of summer love making. If we were in love, all my dreams would become real. You would have all of me. You know just how I feel. How I feel. When we're together on the shore, stars light us in silhouette. We're making love beneath the moon, stars light us in silhouette. We should be in love. Mhm. We should be in love.
Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh my God, that was so beautiful. And all the lush harmonies of my sister Selena already. That was so beautiful, so beautiful. How did it do in radio?
Pardon me.
How did it do with radio? How the
The
song?
the song has done it did pretty well with radio.
Yeah,
Of course, you always wish it could do even better,
of course,
but
of course.
um, I was not displeased with it,
Good.
so
That's what matters. That's
yeah. And I had some DJs like Carmen Kennedy in Cleveland. She's like, and Carmen is like my sister. She's
yeah.
like, this is your best song ever.
I agree with Carmen. I totally agree. When I heard this song, we were talking about scheduling you to come, and I finally heard the song even without the visual. I was like, there's just something to this song. It was so passionate. I could have sworn it was something that you wrote out of experience, right? But I guess some parts of it, in love and life, it filters into that. But it was
I
so
probably did experience it at one point, just not right then.
exactly when you wrote it. Yeah, exactly. Another Chris Big Dog Davis production. My gosh, I tell you. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Well, we want everybody to make sure that they go out and download that. But you've got a new song that's coming out on Friday, right? Share that with us.
The next song, which will be the last single from the album, is Heart of Mine,
Yeah.
written by Bobby Caldwell and a couple other people. And Bobby
Mm,
Caldwell also sang it, but so did Boz Scaggs.
yeah.
And that's the version that I first heard back in the late 80s. And I thought, my goodness, what a beautiful song.
Right.
And so I've always wanted to cover that song, and I did. And Paul Brown produced it and put some just beautiful guitar work in it, and he also sang background vocals
Look
in
at that.
it.
You got some heavy hitters. That's what everybody's saying. Look, she's got some great producers and that's that's important. I mean, you got a great song, you got great personality, beautiful creative here. So, what's next for you? Share what's on the agenda for Sharon Ray North,
um, I'm doing some shows.
right?
I hadn't I did my show in Youngstown was my first one in about a year,
Oh wow. Okay.
because of COVID, and I was having some issues. I have a vocal cord injury.
What?
So
Oh my.
yeah, been working with several otolaryngologists, vocal therapists, speech pathologists, and but not for them, I probably would not have been able to finish that album.
Really?
Yeah, but they got me back in shape. I wasn't able to record anything until April. So then we were like on this mad dash then
Sure.
to
Sure.
ensure that it came out. Um, it was supposed to come out in July this month, but August.
Right.
And then I wasn't allowed to do any shows until July. So the Youngstown show was my first
Your
one.
first one. Got it. Now that
And I feel really good. My throat feels really good.
great.
I did Blues Alley in DC Thursday with a band called Phase Two.
I saw
And
that.
yeah, they're like a super group around here, and they back a lot of huge artists. Then this Friday we have a show. This is actually my show, and they're with me in Fairfax County at an amphitheater. And then Sunday, we're back to their show with me as the guest. That's Keystone Corner in Baltimore. And I know we're together again in September 2nd at Tin Pan in Richmond.
Right.
And in August, I go to Columbia, South Carolina to Shay's Lounge.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, and then the next day I'm at St. James Live in Atlanta.
Right.
So,
All
and
well-known clubs that I know about.
yeah,
Yeah.
and those two are going to be the real test,
Okay.
because they're 2 days in a row, and we'll
Right.
see how recovery is. If I can do, you know,
The consistent
yeah, yeah.
performance. Yeah.
I think I'll be okay though.
I was going to say you're going to do a marvelous job.
Yeah, because it all feels really good. Not like really good like 5 years ago, but really good.
Yeah.
Compared to how it did feel. There was a lot of hoarseness.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and just like sticky.
But you don't have that anymore. So
No,
that's great.
no, they worked with me we worked hard, and I
You're
worked hard.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Exactly. So, what do you want people to walk away with after experiencing your music, Sharon? Well,
CDs and books.
you want them to go out and get it, but I mean, is there
I,
something that you want to leave? Is there a deposit that you
I
want to make?
people to to leave with the knowledge that artists work very hard.
Yep.
And sometimes what we do looks easy, because we're professionals or even naturals.
Yep.
But the gig that you may see me at is the last thing we do. There's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
other stuff that happens
Before.
before we get there.
Yep. That's
And
right.
there's negotiations and contracts and
Yep.
and makeup and making sure your merchandise is there. Making sure that the band isn't about to drive you insane. There's rehearsals and there's music to be gotten and charts for people, and there's a lot that goes into it for that 1 hour that I may be on that stage,
Right.
or that 90 minutes on that stage. We may have spent collectively 2 or 3 months preparing for that,
Right.
and to understand that we do that because we love it,
Right.
but also know that it's worth something.
Mm.
There's value to it, so especially for independent artists, support you
Right.
know the independent artists, whether they're your friend or your relative or what, buy that ticket and go to that show.
That's right.
Don't can you get me in, buy the ticket. you know I know you're going to let me have a CD. Support, because
Support.
independent artists spend a lot of money,
Money. Yes.
getting those projects out of there. Big Dog, Paul Brown, they ain't cheap.
You know, I know. Yes,
and
ma'am.
and somebody has to pay them, and that would be me. So I go to work every day to make sure that I can do this stuff. So I just ask people to support.
Wow. I want you guys to support her. There is a question on the table from our friend Martin. Brilliant. He says, I can see that it's now available on iTunes, and I suppose he's talking about We Should Be in Love, or even, yeah, We Should Be in Love.
Maybe even
But,
Heart of Mine may be there by now. I don't know.
yeah,
Um,
but
because I
the,
don't put all that stuff out. The people who do my social media get all that stuff out there for me. But the release date for the full album, it goes to radio August 1st. But it's actually, if you just want a CD and not downloads, I have them. They're available on my website, which is SharonRaeNorth.com. So if
yep,
you order one, I mean, you can go there and order it, and it will be shipped to you.
will you sign it for him?
Absolutely. You can get
Oh,
my new book too while you're there.
you can get a book too while you're on that website. Yeah, I visited your website and I saw that the CD. That's where I saw that the CD would be available specifically for those who came to the hub, which of course is your website, and they could get it there. So we are so happy though that we have had you on,
Me too.
and you've made us smile, and you've got a really great producer on who Michael Upshaw, he was on last week. He says that was so smooth. Um,
Mm,
and of course he's worked with Chris on the last song, like I said. So yes indeed, we want you guys to go out. And Martin says many thanks. So he's still hanging on. We're gonna get off so Martin can go to bed because he's 6 hours ahead of us. And so, but in any event, you guys, thank you so much for coming tonight and sharing your time with us. And remember, please download and support. And there's what I really want to start seeing happening, and I might get myself in trouble for saying this, but I really want to start seeing the artists get the full price for their CDs. I'm tired of seeing them put thousands of dollars into producers and engineers. And of course, you've got a budget for marketing and promotions as well. But then, how can you, when you go to all of these different digital stores and they are pennies on a dollar, or you can stream them, and again, it's pennies on the penny when you're streaming. So, I would like to see artists just send people back to their websites,
Like to
and
see it. Yeah.
hmm
And
so
that's
that you can get
why
through.
I'm doing that now. People,
Right.
I mean, it's available at shows, but even with the new book, Fantastically Francis, people are like, can I get it on Amazon? No, you can only get it from me
I
right now.
love it. I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because I invested money into that. I
Yeah.
want to make my money back before it goes on to Amazon or anywhere else where they're going to um, downgrade it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
yeah, you get it from me.
Yeah. Yeah, but because I work so closely with other producers and artists, I know the struggle. And it's just not fair. It's just not fair at all that you do all the work, and I'm not going to name the names. You know who the streaming platforms are.
Mm-hmm.
They're making billions
Mm-hmm.
off the backs of these artists,
Yes.
all in the name of saying, well, we're getting the music right now to the people, but give them something back, give them more back, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so there's just got to be a way. There's got to be a way, you know.
There's
So
got
we've got to band together and put all of our heads together and come up with that way so that you guys can get what is due you, because you are some amazing creatives and I love supporting you guys. So if there's
yeah.
anything else I can do for you, please, by way of promotions, let me know,
I
because
sure.
that's what I'm here for. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, again, thank you guys so much. We got to get out of here. Listen, remember, what you make happen for others, God will make it happen for you. Don't go away. I definitely got to do this outro, but listen, tune in. I'm not sure about next week because I want to get well. I'm really trying to get over a bug, and I'm getting much better. My voice is getting much better. Some of you probably already know that I've kind of been under attack, but we'll have to see about next Monday if I bring anybody on. And if I don't, it's because I need to rest, and I have not done that yet.
You
You
got to
know, yeah, I got to take care of me. I really have to take care of me. So if you see a post out that says there will be no unsigned artist revealed next Monday, you know why? Because I really want to rest. Unless somebody comes in and says, please, 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 I'm releasing something, and it just coincides with my release. And that actually happened July 4th. I wasn't supposed to have a show on July 4th, but I gave that to my brother and sister Crutchfield Jones because they had a new single out and they needed a push. And so I sacrificed. So, but in any event, I love you guys so very much. You're my fam, and we'll be back soon. How about I tell you that? All right, you guys, I'll see you in just a little bit. Don't go away.